Hello, I'm Al. Welcome back to Al's Vinyl Collection. Today I get to do my favourite kind of video on this channel. As much as I love reactions, I get to review my vinyl. And I've not done this for a week. I'm sorry I missed last week. I was kind of a bit busy, everything's a little bit hectic. So I'm going to be doing, I'll be doing 2 vinyl reviews today, and I'll try and get on with them a bit and try and make them a little bit shorter as well, because they are right now like half an hour long, and it would be cool if they're like 15 minutes. It would be much cooler, much easier, and less editing, so I'm going to stammer less as well. So today, as always, I'm going through my record collection alphabetically by artist and then chronologically by studio release date. So today I'm carrying on with my acdc collection, as they are the first artist in my collection, and we have today their 1981 7th studio album, For Those About to Rock, We Salute You. An incredible album, an awesome album. So I have a 2003 repressing. This is quite cool, actually. I didn't realize when I bought this recently. This is new to my collection. This was December time I bought this, I think, mid-December. So I bought this along with Stiff Upper Lip, which is one that I've been wanting to add to my collection for a long time. There are still a few I'm missing. I believe I'm only now missing The Razor's Edge, Ball Breaker, Black Ice, and Live at River Plate from the Brian Johnson era, and then I need to get a few more from the Bon era. But when I get them, I'll probably do reviews again, just so nothing gets missed. Nothing gets missed out on the list. But I didn't realise when I bought this is actually a Gatefold. Now, I don't know if it was originally released as a Gatefold. I've got some comments on the Gatefold. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Let's just take out the plastic sleeve. Take it out of the plastic sleeve. I love this artwork. It reminds me a lot of the Back in Black artwork. In fact, let me just throw that sleeve to one side so it doesn't get in the way. I really like, again, like Back in Black, this is a pretty minimalist album cover. Again, like Back in Black, it's embossed, which I think is really cool. Everything on the album cover is embossed this time, and it's just the canon. So with Back in Black, it was just black, a black LP with Back in Black embossed and the acdc logo, and instead this time we just have the acdc logo, For Those About to Rock, and the canon. So on the spine, I know you guys can never see the spine, but it just says printed, For Those About to Rock, We Salute You. And on the back, again, pretty minimalist, not quite as much as the Back in Black album was. So again, instead here we have For Those About to Rock on the front, and then We Salute You on the back, which I think is really cool. And the track list, which this time it is in the right order. Back in Black, as I said in the video, the track listing on the back of the LP wasn't in the order that the songs appear on the LP. And again, we have produced by Robert John Mutt Lang. Someone did comment saying they've heard it with just him being called Lang, so I'm going to stick with Mutt Lang. I think that's how I want to say the name. Again, remastered from the original master tapes by George Marina at Sterling Sound, as they all were. All songs written by Young and Johnson. All titles published by J. Albert & Son. Cool here that it's all songs written and not all titles. Like I said, I'm Back in Black, and then there's a few other credits here. So, as I said, this is a Gatefold, which I was really surprised at. These aren't. I've not run into an acdc Gatefold. I think the only Gatefolds I've got for acdc are acdc Live, so that's the 1991, the Razor's Edge tour live LP. Rock or Bust was a Gatefold, and Power Up was a Gatefold. Power Up was a Gatefold like this one, and I'll talk about this now. I'm a little bit surprised. So when you open it up, to be honest with you, I'm not entirely sure how much you can see. I'll show you both sides. I've got my camera zoomed in a bit. I'm using my phone this time, and not the webcam that I was using last time, so you should be able to see details and read text now. I know the quality was horrendous with the webcam, so I apologize for that. But so what's interesting about this Gatefold is that this side is stuck together. There is nothing in in this left side of the gatefold, which I find really interesting. Usually with the gatefold, you either get 2 discs, or you'll get 1 disc and maybe a booklet. So with Rock or Bust, there was a booklet in one and there was a disc in the other. With acdc Live, there were discs in all of them. In both sides of the gatefold, there were discs. And with Power Up, like this one, there was nothing. It was just, it's just being used for this big image in the middle. But it's cool. I like the image a lot. I think it's a really cool image. I think Brian looks really good there. I like how the spotlights as well are kind of shining down the way Brian's composing himself. You know, I think that's really cool. So let's get the sleeve out, as always with these 2000. I was going to say 1983. With these 2003 repressings, we have the nice card picture sleeve, which has all sorts of info on. I was actually reading this one the other day. I like this photo of Brian a lot. I think that's cool. That photo of Angus looks quite old, and Malcolm. I don't know. Maybe they're not, but these almost look like 1979 photos. But maybe they're not. But I think these are cool. These are really cool. I love all the information that's here. I love that it gives some backstory, stuff that I didn't know. So this album was recorded, I believe it says here, in the outskirts of Paris, and Mutt Lange bought out a mobile studio or a mobile crew to record them from London, which I think is really cool. Yeah, great photos. I still don't know. I mean, I can go back and I can read this to you all, but it would add a lot of time to the video, and it's probably stuff that people don't really. I don't know. Do you want to see it? Do you want me to read it? I can. If you want me to read it, let me know, and I'll, or maybe I'll like write up what it says on a community post. Maybe, I'm not sure. So this, like I said, is a new LP for me. So I've played it once so far. So fingers crossed it won't be dirty. Let's get the disc out. You already know what the disc is going to look like though. Before I even get it out, we know what it is. It's 180 gram black vinyl with the acdc logo in red. And oh, no way to say for those about the rock. Okay, that's very cool. Never mind. I said you know what to expect. I didn't expect that. It is very basic. These labels are very basic, but then also they're cool. I like them a lot. It's nice to have 180 gram vinyl. It feels, when you take it out, I'm always surprised with these LPs how thick they feel. It's great. It's really great. So we have For Those About to Rock on one side and We Salute You on the other. Again, they're great. It's a great LP, and this one is actually pretty clean. Though I said vinyl cleaning video is probably coming. I actually found this a really cool thing on Amazon. So it's a vinyl cleaner. So you put it in. It's about this big. It's got rollers in. You put a solution in, and then you put the record in. You move it you rotate it 3 times one way, 3 times the other, and it cleans records really. Like it brings them back to immaculate quality. So I might invest in one of those. It's only about £40, so it's not really breaking the bank either. Just depends how long it lasts. So I read somewhere that they last about 500 LPs, and I've only got about 250 in my collection, so I could clean them all twice. Although that being said, one thing I do want to do, I've got a great local record shop, and I need to get in touch with the owner and see if he'd be alright with it. But I'm thinking about getting like a GoPro camera, and I thought it'd be quite cool to go on the road with you guys. So it's only about a 10-minute drive to my local record shop, but I've got a really, one of my best friends collects records as well. So I thought it'd be quite cool to maybe mount a GoPro into my car and drive out to the record shop, and then take the camera into the record shop. He's a really cool guy who owns the record shop, and he's got great stuff in there. He's got something like 2,000 LPs out back, and he's got this deal on where each LP is £3, and if you buy 6, the 6th one's free. So I've gone in there and spent like £60 quite a few times. It's really easy to, but he's got loads of great country stuff and loads of great kind of 50s and 60s. He's got everything. He's got kind of, you know, everything from kind of 50s and 60s country to film scores to 80s, you know, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, noughties, you know, there's hip hop, there's all sorts. So it's really cool. It's a really cool place to be. Anyway, I thought that might be a quite cool video to do, or like a series to do, going vinyl shopping, because I do like the reaction videos, but I'm not a reaction channel. That's the whole thing. Is this channel was meant to go alongside my Instagram page, which, by the way, if you haven't followed, check it out. It's quite cool. I post. I know a lot of you are here for the reactions and to see me listen to, you know, Tool and Pink Floyd and whatnot, but I do care a lot about my records, and that's why I started this. So on Instagram I post picture reviews of my records, and on here obviously I'm doing video reviews. So yeah, I at heart I'm a record channel. I want to do more record related content because that's really all I'm here for. You know, reactions are cool, reactions are great. I love listening to new music, but I do also want to do these vinyl videos. So for those about to rock, we salute you. I'm gonna power through these quickly because I don't want this to be a long video, and I spend a lot of time talking about stuff. For those about to rock, we salute you is an amazing song. I love the whole structure of the song. I love how it starts out with Angus's lone guitar, and then you have Malcolm slowly coming in with a really soft tone. I love Brian's vocalizations at the start, which when I first heard it, I thought that was the first verse, but I love that he just kind of he plays around with it, almost a little bit like Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution. And then in the first verse, I love the lyrics. Stand up and be counted for what you're about to receive. I love that line. I love the guitar solo. I think that's amazing. I think this has got a great guitar solo. I think it's really cool how the song kind of slows down with the start of the guitar solo, and then Angus kind of just rips into it, and it's just flawless. Really, it's an effortless guitar solo, or Angus makes it look effortless, at least. And then of course the cannons. The cannons make this song so unique in rock, and I love that so much. All the songs on this album are good, but I love how cool and unique the cannons are. I'll say it again. I love them. And then the song almost goes into like a party. When I saw them live, it becomes like a party at that stage. You know, right at the end of the song, and they're just singing First About to Rock, We Salute You, but it's just so up-tempo, and it's so cool, and especially when we go see them live, and the light show is kind of going crazy, and it's an amazing experience. So for those about to rock, it's an anthem. I love We Salute You. I think that's so cool. I Put the Finger on You is a really cool song. I really like the intro to that song. That's one that always stood out with me. I like how fast it is. Again, I like that it's just Angus and then the drums and then the vocals. I think that's really cool. There's a few acdc songs where I've noticed at least the absence of the bass and the rhythm guitar, and I really like it in this song that there is just lead guitar and drums. I think that's a great song. Again, the lyrical content, it's pretty suggestive. I Put the Finger on You is, you know, it doesn't hold back. It's a rock song though, so you know you're not listening for a crooning love song. I Put the Finger on You followed by Let's Get It Up is, you know, this album is kind of taking a bit of a theme here, or at least in these first few tracks. Let's Get It Up is one of the coolest rock songs. It was one of the first ones I wanted to learn on guitar. When I started playing guitar when I was about 9, 10, I think I was when I started playing. As soon as I started getting to acdc, the intro to Let's Get It Up was just one that I wanted to learn, and I love the small slide up at the start. You know, you've got the open string, and then I think is it a second to a third fret? It's just really it sounds really cool, and it sounds like it's rolling. You know, that's what I loved about it, was that the guitars sound like they're rolling, and that's really cool. Again, it's got a really cool chorus as well. I Put the Finger on You has a cool chorus, but Let's Get It Up has got such a stadium chant chorus. You can definitely hear it being played in a stadium, and I'm sad I never got to hear it played in the stadium. I'd be surprised if they tour again. I would be surprised if they did any of these songs. But then also, they pulled some songs out for the Rock or Bust tour, which I wasn't expecting. So you never know. We can hold out hope. Inject the Venom is okay. So this album with Back in Black, there isn't a song that I would skip. Inject the Venom is the first song on this LP that I'm not the biggest fan of. It's still a cool song, and I really like the guitar. I mean, the guitar work on this album is great. I think Brian's vocals on this album are great as well. It's kind of it's like Back in Black, but just ever so slightly grittier. His voice in Back in Black still sounded close to Geordie. So, but this album is a bit of a step up in terms of distortion in his vocal. Inject the Venom, it is a good song. Again, it's got a pretty chanty chorus. It's got a pretty stadium chant chorus. I've just never been a huge fan of it. Snowballed, I'm a big fan of. Snowballed is one of the contenders for my favourite song. Snowballed is one of those songs with another great intro, a really great rolling intro. And then it's just fun. It's just fun. The song is so fast, but in a good way. When I think of fast songs, sometimes I think of like rap, and maybe like kind of like really heavy metal. It's not fast in that sense. It's fast in that everything flows. There's no stop, and then there is. So the whole song is fast, and then you get into the chorus where everything kind of comes to a halt. And it's You've Been Snowballed, and then I love right before the solo, Brian holds the note when he says you've been snowballed, and he holds this note, and his voice just gets higher, and it's just incredible. You listen to it, it's like you almost don't expect him to carry on going, but he just does. So I really love that, and I love the name Snowballed as well. I had to look it up. I didn't know what it meant, but from what I could see and from the lyrics, I think being snowballed is being conned and being scammed. Really, that's kind of what it means. Is like someone pulls a trick on you, someone scams you out of a lot of money. You've been snowballed. Someone sells you something that's something hooky. You've been snowballed. So that's really cool. Evil Walks is such a good song. I say there are only two songs on this LP that I'm not a fan of, and that's Inject the Venom and Breaking the Rules, and they are great songs. That's the thing, is that everything that I've heard with acdc has been great, but they're just songs that I don't look back to the album and think, yeah, I'm going to listen to Breaking the Rules today. If it comes on, I won't skip it. I will listen to it. Maybe this is the thing. Maybe I need to listen to the songs more. I don't know. But Evil Walks has got such a great intro. Again, it's slow. That's what I really like, is that it's a slow intro, and I really, again, the chorus Evil Walks behind you. It's really cool. You've got guitar which matches. I think well, obviously it's Angus, but he plays this little fill. I don't know if I think it might be overdubbed. It sounds like it could be overdubbed. But when they're saying behind you, he just plays a note which almost sounds like a vocal, which I think is really cool. But it's great. It's really great. And also, I love the verse. The guitar work in the verse is so different and just not what I thought it would be. When I first heard it, I love it. It reminds me almost, I don't know. I can't really pinpoint which song. To be honest, it reminds me of Evil Walks. In a way, COD, another great song. Really, a lot of these songs I like where there's an absence of other instruments on this album. A lot of songs on this album I like where there's an absence of other instruments, and COD off the top of my head is another one where there might be guitar. I think there might be both the rhythm and lead guitars, but it feels like the bass might be slightly absent, or maybe that's just the mix. It sounds great. I love the sound. I love that the drums in this album seem a little more prominent. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the drums are just more prominent. But COD is another really cool song. I like how they have so many different meanings for COD within the song. Care of the Devil is the one, and then I think there's a Call on the Doctor, which is pretty cool. Cash on Demand. What are the lyrics? If you give them a finger, they'll take off your hand, I think is one of the lyrics. But I think this is such a cool song, and the chorus of COD, again with the backing vocals coming in, you've got COD, and then it's Care of the Devil in Me. I love it. This is one of the first songs that I really became addicted to on this album, and I did when I was about 16. This album really changed a lot for me when listening to their catalogue and when playing guitar and trying to model my guitar playing on the Young Brothers. COD was one of those songs which just really kind of changed a lot, and I was it was on repeat a lot on my phone. So Breaking the Rules, again, it's not a bad song. This is the thing. Breaking the Rules has got a great intro solo, which is something I don't really see with AC/DC or with a lot of other bands, to be honest. You've got right at the start, it's just this great solo from Angus, and I really love it. But for the rest of the song, it's slightly missable for me. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I think it's cool, but it's not one of the top songs on the album. Now, Night of the Long Knives is one of the top songs on the album for me, and I like it a lot because of the historical references. If there are historical references, obviously the Night of the Long Knives is a historical event, and I find that period of history, I find Germany between 1928 and 1945 very interesting to learn about. I find the Second World War very, very interesting to learn about. I studied it in school for one of my exams. We studied Germany, which might be the root of the interest. It's just a really fascinating period to learn about. There was just so much going on with politics and whatnot. But Night of the Long Knives obviously was an event, but then the song is really cool, and I don't know if they've ever said this is a historical reference, because it probably isn't the best reference to write a song about, but then there are lyrics in there. Even in the first verse, it's who's your Judas, you don't know, and obviously that relates a lot to what happened with the historical context. But I love this song. I love this. I love the lyrical content where it's Brian asking these questions, these opposites. It's who's your friend, who's your foe, who's your Judas, you don't know. And I think that's really cool. This is definitely one of my top songs on the album, and Spellbound is an amazing way to close it. It reminds me a little bit of Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution, in that they end the album with a slightly softer song, but not in a bad way. Not at all is that a bad thing. So Spellbound, I love just how soft the guitars are. And even Brian's vocals, it's almost like he's talking instead. I think Spellbound is an incredible song, and I would suggest highly that you listen to it. So it's that time where I'm going to rank my top songs, and so the top three, as always, I put my top three, and then I'll put them into the order of where I see them on the album. Again, this is completely off the top of my head right now, so I apologise if I kind of take a second here. But I would say my favourite song on For Those About to Rock, We Salute You, is Night of the Long Knives. That's my number one. I'd say my number two is Spellbound, and I'd say my number three is Snowballed. And then, if we go to number four, then it would be Let's Get It Up. Then I put The Finger on You, then Evil Walks, then For Those About to Rock, then Inject the Venom, and then Breaking the Rules. I think that's where I'd rate those songs. So, For Those About to Rock, We Salute You. I'm going to give this album a solid 9 out of 10. Let's go with the 9 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10. We'll give it an 8.5. We'll give it, For Those About to Rock, We Salute You, we'll give it an 8.5 out of 10, just for those two songs that I'm not a huge fan of. Yeah. No, a 9. Sorry, a 9. It's a 9. It's a 9 out of 10. 9 is good. It's good. It's very good. Those two songs are the only reason. I mean, I'm not going to try and rate lots of albums 10 out of 10 because I think then it will become oversaturated and the whole 10 out of 10 meaning won't mean anything. So, yeah, For Those of Us Who Rock's a 9 out of 10. Thank you. I hope this has been a little bit shorter. Thank you for checking out this video, for checking out my vinyl review. I'm going to do one every Tuesday, although this one will probably go out. No, this will go out on a Tuesday. So every Tuesday I'll do a vinyl review, and maybe I'll try and come up with some other vinyl-related content to do in the week as well. So maybe it'll be 2 vinyl videos, and then I was thinking of maybe doing 3 reaction videos a week. I was doing them every day, but I think maybe it'll be better to not do them every day. Yeah, but if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me gauge what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, what you like to see, what you don't like to see. There's only over 95 now. I think it's over 95% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed, which is kind of crazy. I get it though, you know, but subscribe right now. It's free, and you can always unsubscribe later if you don't like the content. No harm. No foul play. It's all good. But thank you so much for checking this out, and I will see you in the next video, whenever that may be. We salute you.